Amidst Whistler's towering peaks, we ride, where mountain biking dreams collide. Through lush forests we carve our way, in this enchanted realm we play. Through rocky trails we find our flow, connecting with the earth below. In Whistler's realm, time slips away, a timeless moment we wish to stay. Whistler Bike Park is a mountain biking paradise nestled in the breathtaking mountains of British Columbia. This mountain is world-renowned for the extensive network of gravity-fed trails purpose-built for riders of all ages and skill levels. To some first-time visitors or beginner mountain bikers, Whistler's Bike Park and atmosphere can seem very overwhelming. I'm here to give you a personal guide to the endless activities and riding in the town of Whistler, no matter your skill level. Whether you're flying, driving, shuttling, or taking a bus or train, you'll likely be coming from Vancouver on the beautiful Sea to Sky Highway. But no matter what direction you're traveling from, it's a stunning drive. Whistler itself is a very charming village. Unlike many other ski resorts and bike parks, you can spend a week in Whistler without riding and still find plenty to do. They have excellent ziplining, hiking through high alpine terrain, gondola rides, tours, and so much more. But we're here to talk about the world-class downhill park. Let's start with a breakdown of the mountain to make your experience a little more predictable. Whistler Bike Park is classified as a lift-access downhill park, meaning you load your bike onto a chairlift or gondola instead of facing a brutal climb to the top. The concept of lift-served downhill is something many people have never experienced. Not every state has a downhill park, and many people can't ever reach these destinations in their travels. That's what makes Whistler such a bucket list destination for mountain biking. The bike park is divided into 4 main zones, serviced by 5 chairlifts. The first and main area is the Fitzsimmons zone, serviced by the Fitzsimmons Express and the Whistler Village Gondola. This zone is the most famous, home to some of the key trails like A-Line, Dirt Merchant, and Crabapple Hits. Easy Does It and Del Boca Vista are considered beginner-friendly trails. They're designed to be approachable for riders who are new or may not be as experienced with technical features and advanced terrain. A good amount of the riding population will never venture above this zone. These lines can get long, but the trails are very much worth it. Intermediate riders will find a lot more that appeals to them. Crank It Up is an intermediate jump line that's a good skill builder for A-Line and other large jump trails. As for blue technical runs in the Fitzsimmons zone, you really can't go wrong with anything. A few of my favorite runs are Devil's Club, Samurai Pizza Cat, and Longhorn.
Some of the sickest, if not the sickest berms in Whistler.
If you're comfortable riding Black Diamond trails, A-Line is a must-ride. If you've heard of Whistler, you've heard of A-Line. It may be the most famous trail in the world. Classified as a flow trail, A-Line features tabletop jumps between 10 and 30 feet. The park builders at Whistler have really focused on making this trail dialed, between lip shaping and corners. They even installed an entire watering system that works periodically throughout the day to keep this trail in good shape, and man is this trail a must-ride.
Oh, so deep!
A-Line is a perfect example of what I call the Whistler confidence boost. Many riders come to Whistler and trust the trails more than their local bike parks, and this results in hitting features much larger than they normally would. Just being in the bike park alone gives way to rapid progression. This effect is also similar on larger jump trails like Dirt Merchant and Crabapple Hits. You can find countless POVs through A-Line as well as other in-depth videos on this channel, which I'll link in the description. Speaking of Black Diamond trails, there's more in the Fitzsimmons zone than A-Line. Afternoon Delight is a fun one that I ride every trip. Reaching the double Black Diamonds in the Fitzsimmons zone, Dirt Merchant is the most famous. This trail is sort of like A-Line's big brother, with steeper lips and less room for error. The trail splits halfway down to become Ripon Rutabaga on the left side and Dirt Merchant Pro Line on the right. I definitely prefer the Pro Line. Fade to Black is another fun, flowy trail with some nice wood features. It starts out with a drop over a connector trail that's about 10 feet tall, then winds through some rollers into another wood drop, followed by an on-off pad with a step up on. Double Black technical trails on the lower mountain are also fun, especially the new Tatiana Loam track. It's very steep and requires lots of bike control.
Whoa. Loose. This trail seems somewhat new. Okay, sweet.
Hopefully that gave you a good breakdown of the Fitzsimmons zone, with my recommendations on trail rides for each skill level. Moving out of the lower mountain territory, you can gain much more elevation by taking the Garbanzo Express. Moving higher up, the Garbanzo section is known for more natural features such as big rock slabs, steep chutes, and long wooden features. Beginner riders shouldn't consider this mountain area. The trails are simply too rough. Even the blue trails up here generally aren't in great shape. Una Moss and Blue Velvet are the primary blue trails serviced by Garbanzo, and they get very rough very easily. They both serve as connectors between some of the more fun advanced trails. My strategy is always to connect via these trails as little as possible to save my hands from the braking bumps. These bumps form from hundreds of riders braking into corners, and they're painful after riding the park for a while. If you're into gnarly features though, Garbanzo is the place to be. Original Sin and Lemon Peel are some awesome black trails, with some fresh cut loam, rock faces, and even some ladder bridges and small doubles. This next section of trail I'm going to show you might be my favorite in the entire park, and it's on an expert trail called In Deep.
What's up, man?
What's up? Yeah, I'll watch the YouTube today.
Appreciate it.
I mean,
It's a little dirty, but
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, good. Thank you.
yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Other fun features exist in this area too, such as the iconic Filthy Ape Rock Roll, Shale Master, and Freight Train On-Off that I just rode. Pretty much any advanced or expert trail off this lift will be fun, and I definitely consider the ones I just mentioned, as well as Captain Safety, Facrobat, and Duffman. Above Garbanzo, there's another riding zone that most riders never touch, and that's the peak. One ride down the only trail up here costs an extra $20, but it's one of the best rides in the world, unlike anything at the rest of the park. I made a raw video separate on this trail a few weeks ago, so I won't give too much detail, but I will say this high alpine experience is definitely worth it. Descending from the peak zone or the top of Garbo, you can veer off towards Creekside, the final section of the bike park, which is home to newly cut trails that reopened this year for the first time. 2023 is the year of the creek, with super smooth flow trails, and steep, gnarly terrain. So that's my breakdown of the beast that is Whistler Bike Park. Finally, I want to talk about details on why Whistler is such a great vacation destination for mountain biking. Unlike other downhill parks, there's always an event happening in this lively place. The trail crew is constantly at work making sure the trails ride as best as possible at all times. Whistler is also a site of crankworks, featuring events like the Whip-Off Championship on Crabapple Hits and the Air DH. The most famous of these events is the Red Bull Joyride slopestyle event, hosted on a course at the bottom of Fitzsimmons every year. It changes annually and is taken down after the event, so these builders are extremely dedicated to building the line. Whistler also hosts races called Fat Wednesday, where an ordinary rider can enter to test out their skills. There's also riding outside of the bike park, on Blackcomb Mountain and in the valley. Squamish and other famous zones are very close by, with classic long rock slabs and good dirt. It's things like these that make Whistler such a special place to ride. If you have any additional questions about Whistler, feel free to leave a comment below, and I hope you found this video informational or at least entertaining. That's all for today, and thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time.